Today we're making papas rellenas, or stuffed potatoes. There are variations of this dish made all over Latin America. The version we're making today was shared with me by a friend from Cuba. Let's get cooking. For our papas rellenas, we first need papas. This is about 2 pounds of potatoes, peeled, boiled in well-salted water, and then I used a potato ricer, or you could just mash them, and allow them to cool to room temperature. Our fillings, the traditional filling is seasoned ground beef or picadillo. This is a real simple version, just ground beef, salt, pepper, onion, garlic. Also, for a vegetarian version, I usually use black beans and queso fresco, but today I've got some leftover black bean and sweet potato hash, so we're gonna go with a little potato on potato action for some vegetarian papas rellenas. All right, let's start forming these. So you don't really need to mash down the potato because, not when you're ricing or mashing it, because we're gonna do that in our hands. So I've got, oh gosh, I suppose a golf ball size, a handful of potato, and I'm going to take that and make a really sizable indentation in the middle of it. All right, then we'll take a bit of our ground beef, place that in the center. I'd say that's maybe a tablespoon or so. You'll get the feel of this. And we're just gonna gently cover that ground beef with mashed potato, and we can add a little bit as needed. All right, we don't want to handle these too much. It's okay if we see a little bit of potato beef peeking through the side there, not a big deal. All right, and we're going to form these into not quite a disc, but you don't want it to be a totally round ball of potato either, because then they won't brown well on each side in the pan. So kind of some flat tops. I don't know much about hockey, but maybe a hockey puck kind of a shape. And there we go. So that's one down, quite a few to go. I will keep forming these. Just kind of take that ball of potato, smush it a little bit in my hand. We can add some of our black bean and sweet potato to this guy. And then once I have kind of a plate full of these, I will heat some neutral oil in a nonstick skillet. You can use cast iron. It doesn't have to be nonstick or cast iron. Definitely heat that well before we slide our potato or our papa rellena into the pan. So we'll keep forming and pop back when it's time to start cooking. I've formed most of the papas rellenas, and I have some nice hot oil in my pan. So time to gently slide these in. I'm gonna set them down. And the trick here is not to move them for at least a minute or two, kind of inclined sometimes to to move them around and make sure they're not sticking, but actually they need to sit there and cook for a moment, and then they'll release nicely. So I'll slide 2 more of these in here, and then while those cook, we will finish forming the rest of them. And these are going to cook for maybe 5 minutes or so per side. We want them to get nice and golden on that first side. And when we flip them, sometimes the the cooked potato, that very kind of golden cooked potato, will want to separate a little bit. Don't worry, just kind of flip them very gently, and you can sort of pat that back onto the top. Our papas are ready to flip, and we'll do so very gently because the tops are still quite soft. And you can see they're nice and brown. As soon as I get these all flipped, I'm going to put more oil into the pan because they are a little bit thirsty. All right, let's just do these very carefully. We see some nice crispy browned edges there. Whoa. And if you dent one or two of them, it will still be. Okay, there we go. Of those turned, and we'll give those just about another 5 minutes to brown nicely, and we'll be ready to try them. The last of our papas rellenas are done cooking. I'm going to set them onto a plate and get them ready to serve. I enjoy having these with Cuban style black beans and salsa verde. You can serve them any way you like. You can definitely do these ahead and reheat them in the pan or in an oven or in a toaster oven or even the microwave, but crisping them up is nice. Before I get the rest of these plated and served, though, I'm just going to take a little peek and maybe just a little chef's taste. So this is one of the vegetarian ones. You can see the beans, the sweet potato, and the nice crisp potato on the outside. Give this a try, and I hope you give this a try, and that you check back every Friday at 4 o'clock for a new video.